And so then this whole thing happened with Gurjot, where he got arrested. And during the same time, I had like a friend tell me that she had a friend who was one of the security guards at the ranch and had heard, the Yogi Bhajan had raped somebody. I think this was the whole story with Kate Felt. And I was so appalled when I heard about it. And I went to Gurjot and I said, this is what I heard. He goes, oh, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. None of this happened. And so then the whole thing happened with Gurjot Singh when he got arrested. He was put in jail. It was all, there was no truth. There was no truth of somebody really doing something wrong. And, we need to move forward with this. It's like, cover it up. Everything needed to be covered up. And if you said anything that was against Yogi Bhajan or questioning it, it's like, oh, so much judgment, towards, anybody, especially myself. I would feel like people were saying, oh, you can't say that. That's slander. And, you're in Shaktipat or whatever. So there was never like this sense of really being able to find out. I mean, can you imagine, like, it was in Great Falls, Virginia, the FBI come during Sadhana with guns and, arrested Gurjot Singh, and all the people that were in there was totally traumatized by these FBI people coming in with guns. And they're just told, oh, it's all a mistake. He's innocent. And
they
that's
come during Sadhana?
During Sadhana, yes. During Sadhana.
And all this happens, and then no explanation is given. It's just, it's just a mistake.
Yes, they say that Gurjot's innocent, and the whole thing is innocent. And he wasn't innocent. He was in jail for quite a few years. And yeah, so here we are in the ashram, and we're trying to and then the man who was in cahoots with him, I don't know if I should say his name just to protect his name, but his wife lived there and had 3 children, and he ended up leaving. He was able to slip away somehow. He heard about they were coming. He ran off to Canada, so he didn't get arrested, but his wife was there in her ashram with their children. So she's left there without a husband, without any money. And then there's Gurjot Kaur, who, looked half anorexic already from trying to be skinny all the time. Having all these health problems, and everybody saying, oh, Gurjot's innocent. But you find out later that Yogi Bhajan was in on the whole thing, and he wanted the money to get guns to send to India to help protect the Punjab. Yeah.
And then you found that out much later, right?
Much later. I found out much later.
During the time, you're just not getting answers, and what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
What year is this? What year is this?
Well, he was after Paramatma. So Paramatma was 9 when he went to India. He really, really wanted to go to school there. And by this time, it was the new school. It wasn't GRD. It was the new school. So he was in India, and so both of our kids were in India, and I didn't really like that. But so yeah, this is when this whole thing happened. And I guess it was like, what year was it? I guess it was in the 80s, It was, it was in the early 80s, because Guru Mehra was born in 88. So it was like in the early 80s, yeah.
If Kate Felt happened, it must have been around 85-ish.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So
you're hearing that, and then this happens in your ashram, and then but everybody's just kind of like, no, he's innocent, it's just a mistake, but nobody's actually discussing any truth.
Exactly. It's all hidden agenda. Hidden agenda. Yeah.
So then
like I'm at ladies camp, and this was probably I'm trying to remember. I think this was before Guru Mehra was born, because it was before Guru was born. I think it was. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm there, and Avtar Tara Brock she had a miscarriage, and she had sent Yogi Bhajan a letter saying, while she was in the hospital, saying, I think that you should warn women who are pregnant to come here because I think the heat caused my miscarriage. So that was a summer that he had her stand up and he blasted her right when she came back from the hospital, basically saying it was all her fault. And that I don't remember if he called her a whore, but he was being verbally abusive to a woman who had just had a miscarriage. And the thing that makes me really sad is that I never really told anybody that I witnessed this and that I didn't stand up for her. That as a woman and a sister, we all should have stood up for her. Nobody stood up for her because we will all be in his trance. And it's very, very sad. So that summer, I think I went to talk to him about my marriage because I was having a lot of problems in my marriage. And I went to the ranch, and he had me sitting in front of him. He had me kneel down in front of him. Saw Simran standing behind him, and he just started doing this trance thing. I don't remember what he said. He was just looking at me. I was totally frozen. Next thing I remember, he's hitting me in the face, and he's just like punching me in the face. And I pretty much just left my body. And I don't remember how I got back to the ranch, but I mean, back to ladies' camp. But I remember standing under the trees, the cottonwood trees at the ranch, and I was so traumatized. And all I could think of, who could I tell? I feel like I couldn't tell anybody because nobody would believe me. No one would believe me because everybody, if you said anything against him, you were slandering. There was always some reason to defend his behavior or think, oh, you must have done something, you must have been worth of him hitting you, which is just insane. So that was kind of the beginning of my real unraveling. And so then, then I had my third son. I might have already had him then. I don't remember the age, but after GuruNischan was born, that was when I started balancing, and I moved from Herndon to Sterling. We got our own house, and that was when everything started really shifting after Gu was born, because he was born, he was premature. He was only 2 pounds when he was born. And so I had like